The cat pulled away before I noticed the hydrangeas were gone. The flower bed was always the first thing she trimmed in May. This year, weeds had bloomed instead. I rang the doorbell even though I had a key. She opened it like I was the one who might not belong here. Oh, look who finally made it home, Mom said, wiping her hands on a dish towel. Traffic bad. It was fine, I said, stepping in. There were 3 suitcases behind me. She looked at them like I brought furniture. You said I could stay the summer. I did. She smiled, wide, unbothered. It's just a little crowded right now. That's all. My eyes went to the hallway past the coat rack, toward the room that used to be mine. Is someone visiting? I asked. Not visiting. Tessa's staying for a while. She needed space to breathe. Poor thing. I blinked. She's in my room. She's your cousin, and it's not like you live here anymore. I dropped my tote bag on the floor a little harder than I meant to. Where should I put my stuff then? Couch folds out, she said cheerfully. I even put fresh sheets on it. I turned, slow. You gave my room away. She's going through a rough time, Mom said, waving me off. You're busy with school, internships. You barely come home. I walked down the hall. My hand closed around the doorknob. It didn't turn. It's locked. Well, yes. Tessa has her things in there now. My voice dropped. You gave her a key? I didn't think it would be a big deal. You didn't ask. She needed it. So did I. She didn't have anywhere else to go. I laughed under my breath. I guess I don't either. Mom crossed her arms. You're overreacting. The lock clicked behind me. The door opened a few inches, then more. Tessa stood in the doorway barefoot, a towel over her shoulder. Oh my God, hey, she said, too brightly. You're back. I didn't answer. She hugged me before I could move. Her hair was damp. I've been meaning to text you, she said. Your room is amazing. The window light in the morning. Unreal. It was mine, I said flatly. She laughed like I was joking. Yeah. But Aunt Karen said, right? She looked at me. Something flickered behind her eyes. Then she smiled again. You can come in if you want to grab something. I didn't move. Mom said, don't be rude. I kept my voice even. I'm not the one in someone else's room. Tessa backed up a step. I'm not trying to start anything. I nodded once. You're just occupying it. It's not permanent. No, I said. Of course not. Mom's voice sharpened. Can we please not make this uncomfortable? It is uncomfortable, I said. You made it that way. Mom turned to the kitchen like the conversation was over. Dinner's at 6, I picked up salmon. I stood in the hallway with my hands still at my sides. The door shut again this time. I heard the lock. I turned toward the living room. The couch sat half unfolded, a stack of folded towels on one end. There was no room for my bags. I dragged them to the edge of the wall and sank onto the armrest. The silence pressed in. From behind the closed door, I heard music, Tessa's voice. A drawer sliding up my room, breathing without me. A curling iron hissed behind the bathroom door. My toothbrush had vanished from the cup. I knocked once. Tessa? Occupied. Her voice was bright. Steam drifted out from under the door. I waited. 2 minutes, 3. Then I gave up and stepped into the kitchen. Mom sat at the table, scrolling on her phone. You're up early. Couldn't sleep. The couch is springy. You slept there before. Not for weeks. She didn't look up. Well, maybe you shouldn't have taken that internship so far away. I took it to get experience, not to get evicted. You're not evicted. You gave my room away. It's not permanent, she said. Tessa just needs time. She's been here for 6 weeks. She's family. So, and my mom finally looked at me. You're an adult. I opened the fridge, shut it. What does that mean? It means I didn't think I needed to run every decision by you. My voice stayed level. You didn't think I'd mind losing my room. I thought you'd understand. The bathroom door opened. Tessa walked in wearing my robe. Hey, she said, brushing her hair. Do we have almond milk? I stared at the robe. That's mine. Oh. It was just on the hook. I thought it was like community or whatever. I didn't answer. She opened the fridge and bent down. Can I move some of your stuff? She asked. The fridge is kind of jammed. I don't care what you do. Tessa turned. Oh, okay. Did I do something? I looked at Mom. Tell her. Tell me what? Tessa asked. She's upset about the room, Mom said carefully. Tessa blinked. Wait, she told me you said it was fine. I didn't. She told me you didn't mind me using the space. She took the space, I snapped without asking. Mom stood. That's enough. No, it's not, I said. I come home to find my room gone, my stuff boxed. Someone else sleeping in my bed. And I'm the problem? You're making it a problem. Tessa looked between us. I didn't mean to. You're not the issue. I said quietly. Mom cut in. This is my house. I make the rules here. I never challenged that. Then stop acting like a victim. I took a step back. I'm not acting. Tessa set the milk on the counter. Maybe I should go stay with Dad. No. Mom said quickly. You're staying. We'll work this out. I looked at Tessa. Do you even need to be here? Her mouth opened, closed, my mom and Ray are splitting, I didn't want to deal with it. So you moved into someone else's life instead, I didn't know you'd be home. She said it was okay. I turned to Mom. You made that choice for both of us, you left, she said. Don't rewrite history. I went to school. I worked my ass off, I came home for 1 month of peace, then go back early. We stared at each other. Something cracked. Tessa whispered, I didn't want to take anything from you, you didn't. She gave it. I picked up my phone and keys, I'll be out for a while. Mom's voice followed me. Don't slam the door. I didn't. The house felt colder than usual. Or maybe it was just quieter in the wrong way. Mom was folding laundry in the living room when I asked, can I ask something without you brushing it off? She didn't look up. That depends. Why did you give her my room? She needed it, you keep saying that. Well, it's true. I'm not saying it's not, I said. I'm asking why my space was negotiable. She folded a shirt slowly. Because you're not here most of the time. That makes it hers, she's going through something, I know. I said, I've heard the phrase. You don't understand, I do. Uncle Ray walked out. Aunt Lisette's a wreck. Tessa needed air. She came here. You made space. Exactly. At my expense, you have a couch, you're not on the street. I laughed once. Wow. Mom turned then, you asked, I'm answering. So my independence makes me disposable? You're not disposable. Then why does it feel like I got evicted for growing up? She paused, then stood. Don't twist this into a punishment, isn't it? I did what was best for the family. No, I said. You did what made you feel needed. She narrowed her eyes. Excuse me. You miss having someone to fix. I moved on. You replaced me. That's not fair. It's not supposed to be, I said. Neither was sleeping on a couch in a house I helped pay for. You didn't pay for this house. I took care of this house. I helped when you were sick. I worked 2 jobs in high school so you wouldn't drown in bills. Mom's jaw tightened. Don't bring that up now. Why not? You keep bringing up what Tessa needs. When's the last time you asked what I needed? She sat back down. You're acting like a stranger. No. I'm acting like someone who finally sees how conditional things are here. I've always done what I could. So did Dad, I said. The name hung there like smoke. She looked away. That's not the same. He left when I was 10. You told me he couldn't handle responsibility. I believed you. He couldn't. Or maybe he just wanted a room of his own. Mom stared at the folded laundry. You don't know the whole story. I know I watched you erase him. He left you too. No. I said. He left you. I just got reclassified. She didn't answer. I walked to the doorway. You know. I saw Tessa post a photo. My desk, my bookshelf, my lamp, all still there. She didn't throw anything out. She just moved in like I never existed. That's not fair to her. Mom said, maybe not, but it's honest. She stood again. You're not the victim. I didn't say I was. You're acting like I betrayed you. I met her eyes. You did. She flinched. That's dramatic. No, that's accurate. I stepped into the hallway. The door to my old room was closed. Light leaked from underneath. I didn't knock. The notebook was in a box labeled taxes, buried beneath expired warranties and utility bills no one ever shredded. I wiped a layer of dust from the cover and flipped it open. Page 1, my high school tutoring schedule. Page 2, cash flow from a summer babysitting job. Page 3, nothing. I turned to a blank page and picked up my pen. Total livable square footage, 1,620 room formerly occupied, 130 approx value at $1.89, square FT, month equals to $145. 70. Are you journaling now? Tessa's voice behind me. Nope, I said, just running some numbers for school? Something like that. She moved closer, holding a banana. Hey, random question. Do you know the Wi-Fi password still taped under the modem? Oh. Duh. She hovered. Is this like e-finance stuff? Technically. She pointed at a line I'd just written. Is that my name? I didn't flinch. It is. Should I be worried? That depends, I said, capping the pen. Are you planning to start contributing? Her face tightened. Excuse me? You're using utilities. Water? Power? Internet? Living rent-free? Seems worth tracking. She blinked. Are you serious? I'm documenting expenses. For what? So nobody's confused later. She put the banana down. Is this because of the room? No. I said. It's because this house seems to be running on assumptions, and I'm tired of paying for all of them. I didn't ask for your room. You didn't have to, I said. You accepted it without hesitation. I was told it was available. And I'm telling you it wasn't. She folded her arms. This is weird. What's weird is taking someone's space and acting like you're owed silence. I'm not acting like anything. You're using my lamp, my desk, my mattress. I offered to switch if you wanted something. I don't want your charity, I said. I want recognition. She stared at me. You really wrote my name in a ledger? I roll what you've cost. That's messed up? No, I said calmly. It's math. She scoffed. This is petty. I opened the notebook, turned it toward her. Petty is emotional. This is itemized. Her jaw twitched. You think you're better than everyone because you went to school. I think I'm tired of pretending I don't see what's happening. You don't know everything I'm going through. No, I said, and you don't seem to care what I'm living through either. I'm not the enemy. Then stop acting entitled. She picked up the banana again. You gonna bill me for the potassium too if it ends up on my grocery receipt? Yes. She stormed out. I flipped the page and kept writing. Shared bathroom. 2 users gives 3 users equals 50% increase in use. Water bill adjustments TBD. Living room. Primary sleeping space. Gives partial occupancy charge applicable. Laundry. 3 loads week per guest. Electricity impact noted. The notebook felt warm in my hands. Not mine. Not yours, just business. Can you take Tessa to her interview tomorrow? Mom didn't look up from the sink. She has a phone. And your car's in the driveway. She doesn't drive well in city traffic, neither do I. Mom rinsed a dish. It's one favor, sure. I said, one. Tessa was already waiting by the door the next morning. Her hair curled. A printed resume clutched in her hand like a flag. Thanks for doing this, she said. Sliding into the passenger seat. I'm not doing it for you, still. Appreciate it. I drove in silence to stoplights in. She asked, is this about the invoice thing? It's about everything. She looked at me. I've said I'm sorry. No. You haven't. I didn't know you needed an apology. You do now. She turned toward the window. This whole thing's weird. I said nothing. At the office building. She paused. Can you wait? For how long? Maybe 30 minutes? I stared straight ahead. I'll add it to your bill. She blinked. You're joking. I'm not. Inside the house that night, Mom held out an envelope. Water bill. Can you help? Didn't Tessa's showers triple the usage? Don't be dramatic. Am I paying her share too? You make more than she does. I earn it. She lives here for free. She's family, so am I. You're not a guest, Mom said. You're stable. I'm not your safety net. I didn't say you were. You didn't have to. She set the envelope on the table. I'll pay you back. I opened my wallet and laid down cash. I'll add interest. She gave me a look. That ledger of yours again. It's accurate. It's petty. It's honest. The next morning, she borrowed my car without asking. Again, I came outside to an empty driveway and waited. 2 hours later, she walked in holding groceries needed. A few things, she said. Keys swinging. Gas. She hesitated. Not much added to your tab. Are you trying to punish us? No. I said. I'm preparing a statement. Tessa passed through, grabbed a soda, and paused. Do I owe you for this too? It's on the spreadsheet. Of course it is. You're free to contribute or not, I said. But you'll know the cost either. Way. Mom exhaled. You used to be generous. I used to feel at home. She didn't answer. I opened my notebook. Grocery transport. 6.2 miles, round trip. Fuel estimate $1.34. Favor log. The envelope sat in my lap as I watched the printer spit out its final page. Linen stock, clean font, center align totals, 2 copies, no duplicates. I placed them carefully inside. Sealed them with adhesive, not spit. Set one on Tessa's pillow. Carried the other to the kitchen. Mom was stirring coffee. Already dressed for work. I have something for you. She glanced over. What is it? A resume. I handed it to her. What's this? A formal invoice. She snorted. You're joking. Itemized everything. Rent equivalents. Utilities. Labor. Transportation. Cleaning. Grocery runs. Even emotional labor has value. But I left that part off. She pulled the first page out and skimmed. Occupancy of primary bedroom. 46 days. Estimated market value per month. $645. Breakdown includes square footage, private access to bath, use of furniture and decor. Jesus, keep reading. Her lips parted slightly as she flipped the second page. Transportation services, 11 trips. Valuation based on IRS mileage rates. Adjusted for maintenance and insurance burden. I sat across from her. She turned another page. Shared space compensation. Kitchen, laundry. Living room, bath, increased wear and resource usage logged. Weekly. Are you seriously? Everything's backed by receipts. She let the paper fall against the table. You've lost your mind. No. I just stopped pretending this was free. You think you're some landlord now? No. I think I'm someone who deserves acknowledgement. For living here? For being erased while still breathing. Her jaw locked. This isn't how families solve things. No, this is how they document them when solving didn't work. You've made this cold, clinical. You made it transactional the second you gave my space to someone else. She stood. I'm going to be late. You'll want to read the final page. She paused, flipped to the last one, then Her face changed. You're charging me interest standard for past due accounts. You're not serious. I am. You actually expect me to pay this? I expect you to understand the cost of your decisions. Who taught you to be like this? You did, I said. When you stopped asking what I needed. She stared at me like I was unfamiliar. Like she hadn't watched me fold towels or unclog drains or drive her to urgent care. I supported you, she said. And I kept track. Tessa walked in holding her envelope. What the hell is this? An invoice? For what? For occupying my life? She peeled it open, read the top line, then let out a short laugh. You've got to be kidding me. You slept in my bed, wore my robe, used my Wi-Fi, rode in my car. You offered those things, no. I said. You took them. She gave you the keys. You turned the lock. She looked at Mom. You're not actually going along with this, right? Mom didn't speak. Tessa turned the page. Emotional disruption fee. Are you for real? I discounted it. This is so petty. It's thorough. She slammed the paper on the table. You're acting like we robbed you. You did. I've been through hell. So have I said. Difference is, no one gave me a room. Tessa stared at the breakdown, at the subtotals, at the line marked dignity unquantified. You think this makes you strong? No, I said. I think it makes me free. She pushed the chair back. You're going to regret this. I already regret staying silent this long. She left the room, footsteps sharp on the tile. Mom set the envelope down slowly. What do you want me to say? Nothing. Then why give it to me? So, I know you saw it. And what happens if we don't pay? Nothing, I said. I just won't forget. She folded the letter back into the envelope. Her hands looked smaller suddenly, older. I stood and left her sitting at the table with the coffee cooling beside her. The receipt had been delivered. 3 days of silence. No one said good morning. No one asked if I was hungry. The house functioned like a body trying to ignore a splinter on the 4th day. The front door opened fast like the wind had teeth. Where is she? Aunt Lisette's voice carried through the hallway. I stayed in the kitchen, stirring tea. She found me anyway. There you are, the accountant. I didn't flinch. Hi, Lisette. She dropped her purse on the table. You made my daughter cry. She read a balance sheet. I didn't twist her arm. You humiliated your mother. I gave her a total. She didn't like the number. She bent over backwards for you. She erased me with a smile. She gave you everything. She gave away what was mine. Tessa appeared behind her, pale, quiet. Mom, please. Lisette turned. You're not saying she's right? Tessa didn't answer. Lisette looked back at me. You sent her a bill. Who does that? Someone tired of being used. You're selfish, I'm clear. You grew up in this house and watched myself get downsized. She needed help. Lisette snapped. You had your own life? And still got asked to drive, clean, pay, stay silent. She's your mother. I know exactly who she is. Lisette's mouth twisted. You think you're better than us? No. Just done pretending this is normal. She's heartbroken. She's disappointed I stopped absorbing. Lisette's voice dropped. You'll regret this. Tessa stepped forward. Mom, stop. What? She's not wrong. Lisette stared at her. Excuse me. I took her room, her space. I didn't ask questions. You had no choice. I could have knocked. I didn't. Lisette scoffed. You're both ungrateful. I paid for groceries, I said. Gas, water. Patience. I finally asked for a receipt. Lisette grabbed her purse. I don't need this. No. I said. You just didn't. Expect a silence to answer back. She slammed the door behind her. Tessa sat at the counter. I didn't tell her to come. I know. She made it worse. She made it honest. Tessa looked at me, then at the ledger sitting open by the fridge. I'm sorry. I didn't nod. I didn't speak. She left the room this time. She didn't close the door. The office smelled like printer toner and cheap coffee. I sat across from a man with a silver pen and a tie to inches to short. Jay Patel. I asked. That's me. He said, you're the appointment for tenant rights. Not exactly a tenant, okay? What are you? Technically, I'm the daughter. He paused. Of a landlord or the homeowner. He nodded. Go on. I moved out for grad school. Came back for summer. My room was given to a cousin without notice. I'm on the couch. She has a door. Did you pay rent before? No. But I contributed. Bills, groceries, maintenance. She used my space. My furniture. He leaned back. Did your mom ever ask you to leave? No. Did you ever give up your claim to the room? Never. Did your cousin sign anything? No. He opened a drawer, pulled out a printed form. California. Yeah. He slid it over. State says that if you maintain residency even intermittently, you have legal standing. Verbal agreements count if they're supported by behavior. She gave away my room while I was still enrolled. That's actionable, he said. Especially if you contributed financially. I leaned forward. So I could take her to court? He hesitated. You could. But you'd lose more than you'd win. Time. Money. Relationships. I'm Not looking to sue. He smiled slightly. Then why are you here? I just want to know what's legal. He tapped the pen on the table. If you itemized your losses, kept records, documented dates, then yes. You could make a claim. But you'd need to prove you weren't a guest. I have receipts, photos, even an itemized invoice. He raised a brow, smart. I'm not trying to burn the house down. I just want them to smell the smoke, he chuckled. You're not the first daughter to walk in here with questions and fury. I'm not furious. Then you're ahead of the curve, I stood. Thanks for the time. Wait, he said, want me to draft something like what? A letter, not legal, but formal. Might shake the tree. I thought for a second. Make it dry, like it came from a clipboard. He nodded. You want power without fire. Exactly. He jotted something down. You'll have it by Monday. I walked out into the sun. Power isn't loud. It's printed on letterhead. She was slicing carrots when I walked in. The blade hit the board with a steady rhythm, like it didn't know the air had changed. Sit? I asked. She glanced up, then back to the carrot. You're already standing. I'm not here to fight. Then why do I feel like I'm on trial? I pulled out a chair. Because this is a verdict. The knife stopped. She wiped her hands on a towel and sat across from me. Go ahead, she said. Say what you need to. Say, I'm leaving. A beat. You mean for good? Yes, you're overreacting. I'm reacting for the first time. There's a difference. You always had a flair for drama. No. I had a need to be heard. She leaned back. You were heard. Not when you handed my keys to someone else. She needed help, and I needed a home. You had one. No, I said. I had a storage space where you park someone else's crisis. She flinched, then recovered. That's cruel. It's accurate. She's your cousin. I'm your daughter. Her eyes flicked to the hallway. You've made this house unbearable. No, I said. I made it honest. I never meant to hurt you. But you did. I didn't know you'd take it so personally. You didn't think about me at all. She swallowed. I thought you were stronger than that. Strength isn't the absence of boundaries. It's enforcing them. Her fingers curled around the edge of the table. So what now? I'm getting my own place. With what money? The money I haven't spent paying support staff here. That's not fair. It's also accurate. She exhaled sharply. You think you're teaching me a lesson? No, I said. I'm giving you a receipt. Her voice rose. And you're mailing me bills now? Yes, for what? For everything I itemized. Going forward, you'll receive a formal statement each month. She laughed, short and hard. Well, like rent? You can call it that. You're unbelievable. I'm finished. You're abandoning me. No. I said calmly, you abandoned me. I'm just documenting it. Her hands were shaking now. You don't understand what it's like. Being the only one holding everything together. You weren't holding. You were controlling. Her jaw clenched. You needed someone to need you. So you gave away the person who didn't. That's not true. It is, I said. And you're not the only one who's tired. Silence settled. When do you go? She asked. Sunday. She blinked fast. That's soon. I already signed the lease. You planned this without telling me. You made the first move. I made the last. Her voice dropped. You're not even sorry. I'm sad. I said. But I'm not sorry. The clock ticked in the other room. She didn't speak again. I stood, walked to the hallway, and shut the door behind me for the last time. The key turned easily. No stuck lock. No rusted click, just a clean turn and a door that opened when I asked it to. The apartment was small. No dishwasher. No ceiling fans. One window. Half a view. But it was mine. I dropped the last box beside the wall and stood there, just breathing. Tessa had texted once. Mom hadn't. I didn't expect them to. I unpacked the desk first, a second-hand find. Sanded down and race-stained by someone who cared. It wobbled slightly in one leg. Like it knew the room was still learning me. The chair was thrifted too. It creaked when I sat in it. The first thing I set on the surface was a notebook. Then the lamp. Then the envelope I'd never mailed. I lit a candle. No one else's scent in the room. No laughter I hadn't asked for. No footsteps behind closed door or SA knock came around 6. The landlord. Just checking in. All good? He asked, peering inside. Yes, I said. Better than you settling. Quietly, he nodded. Let me know if you need anything. I've got it covered. He left. I locked the door. Then sat down, opened the notebook and started a new page. Title, Things That Are Mine. The envelope was plain. No return address. Just my name, written in handwriting that tried to be casual. I opened it at the counter. One finger sliding under the seal like I was peeling back something fragile. Inside, a check. $385 paid to the order of me. Folded around it, a yellow sticky note. The kind I used to find on the fridge. Sorry, I didn't know what I was walking into. Tessa. I stared at the name scrawled at the bottom. Not just her signature, she had written it out fully, like she knew it mattered. That night, I texted. Her. Me. Got the envelope, Tessa? Yeah. I wasn't sure if I should. Me. Why now? Tessa, because I finally see it. A pause. Tessa. It wasn't just a room, was it? Me? No. Tessa. I'm sorry. I watched the typing bubble appear, disappear, appear again. Tessa. I won't ask for forgiveness. I just wanted to start making it right. I didn't respond right away. I set the phone down, let the words breathe. Then, me. That was a good first page, Tessa. Maybe someday I'll learn the next one. She didn't send anything else. And I didn't need her to. It was Sunday. I made tea the slow way. No rush, no voices in the next room. Just a click of the kettle and my breath, steady. My phone buzzed once. Mom? Hope we're settling in. I stared at it. Then typed back. Me. I am. The dots appeared. Then vanished, then reappeared. Mom? I cleaned out the room. Thought you might want your books. Me. You can leave them by the door. I'll swing by sometime. No response. I took the tea to the window. The street below was quiet. A man watered plants in a hanging basket. Someone's dog barked, half-hearted and bored. I didn't feel triumphant, just whole. A knock at the door made me pause. It wasn't Mom. A box, no note, just my books as promised and my old key on top. I picked it up, cold metal, familiar teeth. Then I dropped it in the drawer with the rest of the things I no longer owed anyone. I sat at the desk, pulled open the notebook. Page titled What I Took Back. He wrote, my time, my name, my space, my silence. And then, finally, myself.